Don't do that.
Take it there.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Aisha, and I am back with another video. If it's your first time joining my channel, welcome. And if you've been rocking with me, welcome back. Here on my channel, we get into all things faith, business, and lifestyle. And in today's video, first of all, I've got my sis here, okay? The lovely, the beautiful Chiamakaduru. She has her own YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe to that. And guess what we getting into today? Go ahead.
Sis,
Go ahead.
Sis, we're going to talk about it today.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about relationships, situationships, these boys, and so much more that goes into just being in a relationship with the opposite sex.
Yeah, we gonna get into it. And we gonna put some things into perspective too, because as you guys may or may not know, we are Christian singles. So we just wanted to come in here post Valentine's Day, because we wearing black for a reason. We ain't hating on nobody, but we are gonna get into it. So basically how this video is going to go, she has questions that I have never seen, and I have questions that she's never seen, and we are just gonna have a conversation with y'all, with whoever you're watching this video with, your mommy, your daddy, your uncle, your girlfriends, whatever. We're gonna get into it raw, real, little ratchet. But if you're new to my channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and I'm gonna go first, and we're gonna get into it. All right, you ready?
I'm a little nervous, but
I'm gonna take it easy. We gonna ease into it. So my first question is, how do you feel about lists? And just in case you don't know, like the list, like you want your man to be like this. You gotta have this. Everybody had a list. I think I've had a list, or 2 or 3. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about lists?
You know, I don't think there's anything wrong with having a list, but I do think that we have to be realistic on our list, and I think that the things that you put on your list, you have to also embody those characteristics and those qualities, right? So if you want a man that works out and is fit, you want to make sure that you are also working out that you're fit as well. So you can't expect to have somebody with certain qualities that you don't also embody. So I think, yes, having a list is important. I think it gives you a vision and a narrowed down kind of idea of what you want in a guy. But I think also being clear on, am I also carrying these characteristics? And I think really the importance of a list is to make sure to have an idea of the character of the person. Because we can write down the list of, I want him to look like this, and I want to have this in his account, and I want him to drive this and have this kind of house, which I don't think there's anything wrong with, specifying those specific desires. I think those are honestly important to write down. But to be able to make sure you're clear on the type of person he is, the type of man he is, who he is as a man of God, because single ladies, we want men of God. Yes. So you want to make sure that he has great character, like he's loving, he's protective, he makes you feel safe and secure, he is honest, he cares about you, things like that show you his fruit, his character. So having a good balance of yes, I'm gonna have this list, but I'm not gonna go overboard and put things on there that I don't even have for my own self. So those are my thoughts.
I like that, and definitely, I don't know, I'm more so 50-50 in regards to lists nowadays, especially because I guess the old me, the things that were on my list were so shallow, and it's like, you'll miss out on a blessing, okay, being too concerned with a list. Oh, he doesn't check off these things on my list, which I think the whole concept of rip up your list was definitely something that made people welcome a new perspective of the whole list thing, because we have to be more concerned with things beyond face value in the exterior, and I ain't saying, accept anybody who you're not attracted to. That's not what I'm saying at all. But what's in here? What fruits do you bear? That's more important than You know, if he ain't got the whole collection of J's, I don't know. If he got an Android, I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Like,
wait, you have to locate my iPhone.
Oh,
sorry, I'm just kidding.
Y'all can FaceTime on Instagram or Facebook Messenger.
Instagram. Well,
no shade to our Android brothers, okay?
Look,
no shade.
It's 2021. If you ain't got no iPhone, I don't know what you're doing.
I don't know what you're doing. All right. Your turn. It's your turn.
Oh, so we going back and forth?
Back and forth.
I don't know.
Y'all, I'm nervous.
I'm kind of coming heavy. Okay, what are your thoughts on situationships?
Oh Lord, honestly, at this point, I'm gonna speak from the me who I am now, who I've grown into, the 25-year-old me.
25.
I ain't got time for that.
Period.
I ain't got time for that. I feel like I'm in a place, especially, I feel like situationships, it's just something that's so dated at this point. And I think beyond, when you've reached a certain level, when you've reached a certain point in your life, it's like, what do you want? You know, I think it's all in your mindset too. Like, because situationships, sometimes they happen beyond people's control, but it's because they continue to allow a certain thing. Me, my focus and my direction is a solid commitment. So situationships are not something that will work for me personally. Have I been in situationships before? Yes. Up and down roller coaster, on and off, with no real establishment of a relationship. And it's sad because some people can get stuck into something just because they have developed a love or a bond with a person where they're not willing to all the way let go. And I think that's where situationships kind of it tugs. I feel like it's like a tug of war type of thing. It's like, oh, I want this, but at the same time, I love this person, and if it's not our right time or we haven't come together to take that next step, it's like, do I walk away from the potential, or do I go on with my life and just pray that I get something new and just really trust God in the fact that, okay, He'll bless me with somebody who knows what they want, who, you know, are intentional, and we have the same values and the same views for what we desire in a relationship. So situationships, not my thing. Like, where I'm going, like, I'm very level-headed and I know what I want. So I know that's not something that would work for me, but I think, you know, it comes with maturity. As you age, I think your perspective on that changes, versus if you're in high school or if you're in college, or, you know, and you're just kind of figuring things out and you're kind of like in a younger state of mind to where you'll just think that that's okay, you know, for the season. But as you get older and you mature, I think it's something that anybody should put behind it, because it just causes confusion. And it's just, I don't know, I feel like it can ultimately do a lot more damage than good. So that's how I feel about that.
I 100% agree and co-sign everything Homegirl said, because I too myself have been in several situationships. Thank God for growth.
Yes.
But yeah, I just think that when you are in a situationship, you are hindering not only yourself but the other person from growing. 9 times out of 10, you're really supposed to be single, working on yourself, healing, discovering who you are. But because there's this distraction, is what I would like to call it, that's right here, and it's very enticing. It's very like, ooh, like I want this. But you know your spirit is telling you, no, I want you to go this way. I need you to be single. I need you to focus on you. I need you to heal. I need you to grow. And we oftentimes settle for a situationship because we don't want a relationship, because we know in our spirit, like, we want to be single and we want to kind of do our own thing. But yet we don't want to lose out or miss out on this person. And so that's kind of where situations develop, and that's where people get hurt. People, you know, you stunt your own growth, you stunt the other person's growth, and it's just a recipe for disaster, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, God uses everything to teach us and grow us and mature us. And so I'm not saying now go get into a situationship to learn and grow, because you can definitely learn a lot of these lessons without the pain and the hurt that comes from you. But I think that's kind of the reason why a lot of us find ourselves in situationships. So, to all my young girls and guys that watch this video, choose yourself, choose God, choose growth. And growth is found in God. Growth is found in being with yourself, learning the things that God is trying to teach you in your singleness. And then at the right time, God gonna bring in your man, girl, or your woman, sir. So yes.
Okay. I don't got nothing else to add. Like, besides this, one thing that I have learned, I feel like situationships definitely, the foundation of them is because two people are not whole. So if you've got a person
triggered,
that is just two people who are, neither one of them are whole, you know. And so a situationship is something that's comfortable, you know, because I know you're looking at that potential, or you're looking at what could be, but it's not fair, and you're okay with it because you're also not whole yourself. So you kind of like you meet your match in a situationship. So
I don't know why I feel so triggered by these simple words of y'all are not whole. Y'all are both not whole.
Ooh, girl, rest on that. All right, next question. This one's easy. Do you think society and culture rush the average single person's timeline?
Absolutely. There is no such thing as a certain timeline that anybody's supposed to follow. You're supposed to follow the path that God has for you. Period. So this whole timeline of get a degree by 21, be married and have kids by 25. I'm 25 and I'm single, no ring, no kids. And I'm loving it, okay?
Yes.
But there are some 25-year-olds that may be watching, or those that are around the world, that do feel like a failure because they have not met the standards of society. You know, who came up with these standards? Who came up with these rules? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you don't meet and face the government or face society when you die. You face God. And so he gonna ask you what you did with your life. So if you are in this stage where you're trying to keep up with the Joneses, or you're trying to hurry up and get to a certain place, or you're trying to meet this standard or meet that standard because that's what society says so, then society is your guide. Society is what guides your life. And like, I want people to say that out loud, like, I'm allowing society to guide my life. Does that sound like it makes sense to you? No. People want to be guided by God. People want to be guided by, you know, a being that's higher than them, that's leading them down the right path. And that's going to look different for everybody. Some may get married at 25 and have kids. Some may do.
That don't mean you're behind.
That don't mean you're behind. And some may do it at 35, and that is the perfect time for that person. So there is no right or wrong time to do certain things or accomplish certain things in life. As long as you are going at the pace that God has you on, that's all that matters. You don't owe nothing to nobody. You have to prove nothing to nobody. You owe nobody an explanation. Just be focused on the path that God has you on, and I promise you, everything's all gonna work out.
Period.
Ooh.
Period.
And that's how Mary had a little lamb.
Leave that in the chat.
Okay. What was your biggest lesson that you learned from heartbreak?
You in my business.
I'm sorry, I had to take
Don't do that.
Take it down.
Don't. Oh Lord. So I guess I'm trying to think of like when I actually would deem something as like an actual heartbreak. Cause I'm a tough cookie. Okay. I'm sensitive, but I'm a tough cookie.
I know that's right.
But I don't know. You know what? I will say because of some heartbreaks that I've had in my life, a lesson was for me to learn and take time to myself to actually learn how to trust again. Because I think the biggest thing for me or the biggest reason for my heartbreak is like trust was broken. So a lesson that I had to learn in that was to not be so trusting and not have these high expectations, which has also ended up burning me in a sense, because I'm not going to say that I lowered my standards, but it also triggered something in me to allow things that I shouldn't have as I would proceed forward. And I don't know, it's hard, but I think with time, you know, I'm still growing, I'm still learning, I'm not perfect at all. But me having a heartbreak or whatever, it would kind of force me to put up a wall almost. A wall, but then on the other hand, it's like, no, but I see potential. Or I can see signs and ignore them for an extended period of time because no, I'm using what I thought was, I'm doing what I thought was right in the moment, and a lot of times that's what we'll do. We'll do what we feel is right in the moment, but the lessons that we'll learn, retrusting. And I think I kind of compromised that lesson in a sense just because me learning to trust again was also making me repeatedly do the same thing over and over again. Oh, because I'm learning to retrust, so I'll trust again, I'll trust again, I'll trust again, I'll trust again. And when it's like, Aisha, red flag, red flag, red flag, red flag, and me allowing love to kind of blind that, like, well, you know what? I'll just let some time, you know, it'll get better, you know, we can bounce back. Or even with friendships, you know, not just talking about men or like personal relationships like that, but with friendships, just being trusted, because I have such a big heart and it can always be a blessing and a curse. And I was just like talking to you about this, but having a big heart is, you can allow things, you know, you can allow things to happen that you know probably isn't right. But at the same time, it's a curse because you end up the one hurt a lot of times behind the scenes and behind closed doors. But you don't want to start moving, you know, outside of your character. You don't want to start stepping outside of your character because of something somebody else did. People shouldn't have that type of power over you. Okay, guys, so that is part 1 of our Let's Talk About It chat. Part 2 is coming in like a few days, so you guys stay tuned for that. But thank you so much for supporting whatever it is that I choose to do with my channel. Be sure to not only subscribe to my channel if you're new, but subscribe to my girl's channel, Chiamaka Ju. Is it just Chiamaka or just Chiamaka Ju?
It's
your full name or your first name?
I don't even know, Chad. I think it's just Chiamaka.
I think it's just.
But go ahead and put Chiamaka Drew because, you know,
you'll find it.
You
going. Yeah.
She's gonna put the link down below.
I will, sis. Thank you for having me. Lord, give us strength. Thank you for being on my channel. I love you so much.
Thank you for having me. I love
you.
I love you.
This was fun. Like I said, y'all like, comment, subscribe. If y'all like videos like this, let us know. We gonna get it done. If you have any more questions as far as relationships, single, being a Christian single, ready to mingle, let me know. DM me, DM her, and we'll talk about it because we love chats like this. This is fun. It's just a conversation. Like, yeah. So yeah, we're out. I love you guys so much. See you guys in part 2. Mwah!